Hello guys, and welcome to a quick preview of what I've been working on recently. I am working on a training mission, basically lots of pop-up targets. Currently I've just been running, I'm still coding basically, and so I've only got some debug missions here, but all of these targets should be scripted, so when we start a mission they should all pop down. When we have target, right, oh, there it pops up, we got 5 points for that one. There we go, right. It's also telling me that I've got an illegal weapon here, so if we switch to our pistol, which we are allowed to use. You see that we have just, well, we basically failed at that mission. Should be getting at least 100 points for that mission. Right, start mission again. See what happens. That's more like it. Right, so basically what this allows you to do is really quickly and easily configure missions or objectives for a firing drill. So instead of just popping up the targets randomly, we can set a script to pop them up, and in just a second I will show you how you can set this up and how you can control these missions. Bearing in mind this is still really early days, I haven't actually done anything yet. And see, you've got debug pens here. When you hit a target and you get points for it, it spawns debug pens, as you can see. There we go. Also, there's something else I want to show you. If we have a look at the if we change some of these targets to, if we delete all these targets, here we go, and we just keep a couple, we're going to change this one to a pop-up target zone and a pop-up target accuracy. Okay, and if we preview that, we should be able to see. Right, let's start this mission. Targets are down. I want that target to pop up. There we go, we get points for hitting the target accurately, and points for hitting the target at all. We still need to round that, but you can see that I am a shit marksman. Right then. End mission. Start mission. 10 points. 15 points. 25 points. 25 points. Ooh, didn't hit that at all. So, here we go. Got more markers there. Did we got any pens here? Yes, we did hit this target in the end. Okay, so still got some debug messages in the top right and stuff, so ignore those. But basically you can get points for either hitting a target. You get 5 points for hitting a target, or here, and you get 10 points, 15 points and 20 points. And here you get up to 12 points for hitting the middle, going all the way down to 0 points there, which is quite nice, so you can actually do, your accuracy can be evaluated properly. Okay, and all these targets are obviously scripted right. So I will now show you, well, first I will stop the recording and we'll see you in a bit. So here we go, this is showing some of the code and how you can configure your thing. So if we just ignore everything else other than this little array here, this is our little rules array. There we go. Let's keep that right back. Right, so we can configure a minimum range and a maximum range for the targets to pop up. This hasn't been implemented yet, but it allows you to set up the mission using one lane, set up a mission for, say, example, pistol rounds or a sniper mission. So you can configure that. Whether to randomize the targets or go through in a sequence, I haven't implemented. Oh, only the randomize has been implemented. So basically, we can just do implement custom order and to do limit ranges. So there we go, we know to do that. Right, whether this is a moving mission, again, hasn't been implemented yet. There we go. Just to see, so basically it can check whether you're moving while you're shooting or whether you shoot and then move and then shoot again, which should be quite good. So you can require them to be shooting while strafing or while moving forwards and engaging on the move. Target interval. This is something that I have done. This is the interval between the first and the second target. After each target pops up, this function is called with the parameter of this. So it's an array, and it's got the current time limit. So it's got the previous interval, and the next thing is the target count. So how many targets, how manyth target this is. So for example, the first target, this would get a count of 1, and the second one would get a count of 2, and this has the potential then for you to very accurately, very fine grained control over which target how long it takes for the next target to pop up. So for example, if you've got an MX mission you want to do, an MX has 30 rounds in a magazine, you could then add a little pause between the targets at the 30th target or at the 25th target if you want to allow a reload just before the magazine's empty. The length, this is the target duration, I believe. No, this is the length, sorry, this is the number of targets that should pop up. So, number of targets. So, here we go, target duration. This is very similar to this. It's how long the target stays up, and again the next parameter is how long the next target should stay up, counted in the same sort of way. So this has the parameters of previous duration, and then we have the target count again. Again, this allows similar sort of things to this very fine-grained control. You can just completely leave this out. It doesn't matter, and just pass it this, but you do need to pass this in an array as the first element in the array. So here we go. Allowed class names. This supports inheritance. So if you put base rifle or base, then any weapon will be allowed. Or if you put, say, a rifle MX, so this will allow all of the MX series. It'll allow the MXM, the MXSW, unless of course we have blacklisted the MXSW, so we're not allowed to shoot with the MXSW. You may have seen me shoot with the machine gun and it said illegal weapon. The mission failure hasn't quite been finished yet, but I'm working on it. It shouldn't take too long. And it basically allows you to fine tune which weapons you use and which weapons are not allowed, even if they are part or would be part of the subset that you had otherwise allowed. Same thing for attachments and ammo types. So if you want them to shoot with tracer only or with APDS, in the case of the links, and and again blacklist here. Fire modes, if you want them to engage in full auto, burst, or whatever, manual. I'm not sure if this works. This is just a concept idea. I'm not sure if Arma supports getting the player fire mode. It should really. I think it does. So that is what that does. Okay, and here we have an example with. Here we go. We have an allowed gun, which is what we were shooting with, and a blacklisted gun, MXSW. we could have just left this out as well, and it would have blacklisted it anyway, but that doesn't matter, right? So there's a couple other things here. You need to call it with new, so we're creating a new mission. The unit you want the mission to be. And this will all be wrapped in a function, so you literally just need to call the function. So you could just create your array, create your rules array. So we'll type this properly, right? So if we call this our my rules equals, there we go, semicolon there, and then we can go my rules call terp fnc new mission. That will be as simple as it is. So all we need to do is set up our game and then call that. And this will obviously be included. So basically this sets the mission object to a variable mission in the unit, which allows it to be accessed from various places. I think that pretty much sums up. If you have any ideas on what other sort of controls I should add to the mission, that would be great. Also, another thing while I am here is the royal we will also create a sort of scorecard to which you can see the start of here. So we will have little icons for whether you hit the target or not, or whether you missed it, and then accuracy and statistics all down here. That'll all be recorded for your mission, and you'll get a final score. The original motivation for creating this was to allow a sort of qualification system for Altus Life, so that you can issue licenses based on merit. So for example, you have to, as a cop, you have to qualify to use a machine gun, you have to qualify to be a marksman, and you can actually set some quite strenuous requirements, and they actually have to complete this mission somewhere, and then it will feed back to the server, allowing them to acquire the license. So I think this has great potential. If you have any ideas, or if you find another script that does a very similar thing, let me know, and I will steal some I definitely mean borrow ideas. So long.